Did you get a sense from where you were standing at the top of the steps where those shots were coming from?
Well, the first one, from the way I was standing back on top of the step, it sounded like it come to my right, down where the motorcade was. But then the second and third sounded closer, much closer. And I know if you're out here with the acoustics of the buildings, the way they're around, the sound bouncing off one building onto the other might give you the impression that there were more shots fired than there were.
In the chaos that followed the shooting, did you see Oswald at all?
I did. This was, I don't know exactly how many minutes later, but the lady I was standing next to, some of the people, Bill Shelley and Billy Lovelady, they went down toward the triple underpass, because before they went down there, a lady come by, a woman came by, and she was crying, and she said, somebody has shot the president. And so we looked bewildered. And I turned to Sarah, and she said somebody shot the president. I said, I thought that's what she said. She said she did say that. So we stood there for a few minutes, and I walked down to the first step where Billy was standing down there at the bottom of the steps. And I looked around, and it was just total chaos there. And then from there, I started to go down to see if I could find Bill Shelley and Billy Lovelady. And it was so much chaos down there, I said, well, I better go back to the steps. And I did. I walked back to the bottom of the steps. And then I walked out to the corner of the building right there where Houston comes up beside the building. And I was talking to someone, it was a lady, and I looked to my left and come walking along the side of the Texas School Book building was Lee Oswald.
Walking along this side of the building?
Yes.
Houston Street?
Yes, Houston Street. So he'd come around from off the dock there. And so he walks up, and I'm talking to this lady. He didn't say anything. And he crosses Houston. I watch him cross Houston as I was talking to the lady. He gets over to the other side of Houston, and then he crosses Elm. And somebody said something to me, and I turned, and he was about halfway across the street. And when I turned back, he was gone in the crowd. I don't know what happened to him. But I didn't worry too much about that, because there were several places around there that you could go and eat a sandwich. And I remember asking him that morning when he was riding in with me, I said, where's your lunch? He said, oh, I'm going to buy it off the truck today. I said, okay. Well, I didn't think about what he told me about buying it off the truck. He said, I'm going to buy his lunch. He said, I'll just buy my lunch today. And I don't like to use the word assume, but I thought he was talking about the catering truck. But
and there's no doubt in your mind that this was Lee Harvey Oswald?
It was.
Could you see the expression on his face? Is there anything you can tell us about the way he looked?
There was nothing different about Lee. The expression on his face was, he looked perfectly normal. And that's the last time that I remember seeing him.